welcome to the stage the lovely Louise Pentland AKA Sprinkleofglitter.
Oh,
hey girl.
Thank you.
How's it going?
It's a funny one, isn't it? Because you're on the side and the front.
Look at these are
all
your fans here to see you.
Thank you. Hello. Not many over there though. That's
it's
a shame.
Okay. You know what? I bet you it's gonna fill in.
You
soon.
know why, don't you?
Why?
Jerry Graceffa's on a stage somewhere. Little bugger.
Wait, but do they know we're having more fun over here? Probably.
Definitely.
It's definitely happening. So StreamCon, this is obviously the first year of StreamCon.
Yes.
Are you so excited to be here?
Yeah. Well, I have to say yes, don't I?
Well,
no, I'd rather be at VidCon. No, I am. Where's the guy running it? He's over here somewhere. We're really enjoying
She's
it.
giving him a hard time is what's happening. Drew Baldwin's around here, and we're giving him a hard time.
Oh, I love it. It's the best event I've ever been to.
But you're a pro at this whole con thing, I feel like. How do you prepare?
I've done a few. Oh,
Yeah.
It's like Joe Sugg just snuck it. Oh, there he is. Don't make a sorry, Joe. Yeah, I've been to a few of them. I like them a lot, actually.
Yeah.
I've stopped knowing what holidays are because I just take these as my holidays. I feel like you keep stepping back. You come forward a bit. You come forward a bit. That's perfect.
Okay.
And I'll stand here, and that's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like...
I love you.
Thank you. I like you too. I'm joking. I love you too. I've forgotten what holidays are because I'm like, oh, I'm going on holiday to a convention, and then when I go on holiday that's not a convention, I'm like, oh, where's the green room to this?
I want to talk right now about how you've been doing a lot of really cool things. You recently raised a bunch of money for cancer research.
I did.
It's very admirable.
Thank you. Oh, a little clap. Thanks very much.
Talk about that, and I know that's a cause that's very near and dear to you.
It is. So October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So the signature colour is pink, and for a long time I've been thinking I want to dye my hair pink, and I thought what I could do is like combine it all and do it for a cause rather than just I wanted great hair. And it's a cause very dear to my heart because my own very beautiful mother died when I was 7 because she had breast cancer and it spread. And the reason she died is obviously because she had breast cancer, but because technology in those days wasn't advanced enough to enable her to have the treatments that would have saved her. Now, if she had had cancer now, if she'd been living and caught it in 2015, or they found out she had it in 2015, likelihood is that she would have survived, and that's because over the last 20 years people have been donating to Cancer Research UK and also all the other cancer researchers around the world which network and work together, so we're not all like reinventing the wheel, we're all sharing this information and the scientific progress. I think a lot of time people go, I don't want to donate to that because we still don't have a cause. It's like you never see any progress, but there is progress. So by donating to it, you are helping speed up the point where we can say there is a cure for cancer. And right now, although there isn't a tablet that you can take to cure cancer, there are so many more treatments and they're finding more and more. They've found a new one now involving proteins and carbohydrates on cells in mice, blah, blah, blah. Donate to it, please.
Is it hard for you? Because I mean, obviously as a YouTuber, you're very vulnerable. You share everything.
I'm a mess.
Yeah.
All the time.
But how was it coming out with something like that and talking about something so personal to you? Has it been tough?
No. A lot of people said that must have been so hard to do, that must have been such an upsetting video. And it's a funny one, because although in the video I'm like a crying wreck, I really enjoyed it. It was so cathartic, because I think when you hold that much emotion in, to let it out is just a nice feeling, and it's not something that's new to me. That's been something I've been thinking about for like many years. So just to be like, there it is. Now I think, oh good, I've said it now.
Yeah.
And I've said it on my channel, which is really just like a nice extension of my personality because I love it so much. I've got like one more sad video to do, but I'm not going to do that till next year. So like,
so
stock up on tissues,
stand
baby.
By. Oh.
Yeah.
I think the thing that everyone loves so much about you, that I love about you too,
is lovely. My ego is
like, is that you're very yourself. You're very you. And we learn from the things you do, the mistakes you make. We were just talking about it backstage.
So many mistakes.
And I told her, I feel like you're a role model, but she's like, you know what? I'm kind of a mess. And I was like, but
so Chelsea was like, we'll run through the questions. We'll do. We're gonna do. So you're a role model. I was like, well, let's cut that question and put something else in because. I feel very uncomfortable with this because you're just seeing me on a stage now in my like clothes I've specifically chosen for this and hair and makeup. Most of the time I look like an egg. So just, Drew's like, yeah, she does. I've seen her on Face, I'm looking like an egg. I don't, look, this is like a facade you're seeing right now of like, look how together I am. I'm on a stage with Chelsea. That's not how it is in real life. I'm just as messy as you. Like, I cried the other day because I didn't have time to iron my clothes for this event. Not just like, oh, this is really stressful. I was just like, I can't go. There's no time. I don't know if there'll be an iron there. And I went on the website for the hotel and it didn't say there was an iron. I was like, there's no iron. I can't possibly go.
End of the world.
Like, I'm not a together person, so please don't be like, pick someone else, like who, like Zoe or something. Like, don't be like, Louise, she's my role model. Terrible idea, awful.
Well, how about this for you? What's been like the biggest lesson you've learned this year?
So this year's been such an unusual year for me because usually my life is like super stable and just like go to school, go to university, be married. This is the first whole year that I've had like not having all the security I usually have, and I think I'm just talking about being single. So alone. Everything is always okay. So even in the moments when you're like, oh my God, everything's fallen to shit, and I've said shit now, everything's fallen to shit, and like you think everything's terrible, you are stronger than you think. So in those moments when you're having a big cry and you're like, where did I go wrong with this? Like, actually, it's okay. Like, everything does turn out okay in the end.
Yep.
So even in those very bleak moments when you think like everything's a mess, it won't be forever. Maddie, you know Maddie, my manager, her favourite phrase is, this too shall pass.
Yes.
Because everything eventually will pass and be okay.
Well, and you've had a big year. I mean, you ended up on the UK's bestseller list as an author.
Wrote a book.
Like, come on. Let's talk about that, though. That's such a great accomplishment.
Loads. This is personal, but I was writing the book as mine and Matt's marriage was breaking down. So it had already like completely broken, but it was at the point where we were like, we just need to end this, and that's like a hard decision to make. So I was writing this book about like how you could be so happy in your life when I felt like my whole life had just like shattered into 1,000 pieces, but at the same time I had someone being like, hey, can you get that chapter over? And then there's one chapter, I think it's called like Love, like Boys and Love, or All About Love. I forget what it's called now. Must have really loved that book. I did. I love the book. Even though it's not the last chapter in the book, it's the last chapter I wrote. I wrote it like 3 days before the deadline, like way into March. So Matt and I split up in the summer, and I had to wait 9 months because I felt like I didn't really have the right to talk to you about love because I felt like I had totally failed at love. Now I don't feel that way. Like, this too shall pass. Like, now I feel like I didn't fail. Like, that was just a perfect chapter of my life that ended. It's not the whole story. I didn't fail my life.
Not at all.
But that was, like, definitely the hardest part. The funnest part was writing about dating.
Okay.
And I want to write another book about dating now that I have actually been doing proper dating. Because all those dates were my little teenage dates. But now I'm like, now I've got some good stories. Oh, man, have I got some stories for you.
Well, and you just released the diary as well.
Yeah.
So why did you... What was it about that you wanted to create this diary that fans can really be involved in this book?
I just really love stationery. So when they were like, do you want to do a diary? I was like, yeah, I do. And it's really colourful. And so basically, if you're unfamiliar, this is the diary. Just do a diary. Nice diary. On one side, it's all your appointments, like Monday to Sunday. Then on the other side, it's a little message from me. So it's either like a little motivation or like a craft activity or a recipe or like something to do. And then they've all got little hashtags, like glitter snowdrops is one of them for February. Like the minute you see a snowdrop flower, hashtag glitter snowdrops. If you go online and use the hashtag, I'll be doing it as well. And we can all be like in the little secret diary club. Which I really like a lot.
I love that. What inspires you? Like, what do you look for on a daily basis? What gives you kind of that energy, that positivity?
You know those people that are just sickeningly positive? The people that when you're in a bad mood, you want to sort of like smack. That's me. I feel a feeling and just have it. Some people are quite good at like repressing it or like not knowing what they're feeling, whereas I'm like, I feel really happy, I'm going to just be really happy. I have a lot of sugar in my diet. That really helps.
Yeah.
And also, don't forget, you are just seeing me on my best days. There's a reason I don't daily vlog, and that's because a lot of the days I am just kind of still, not sad, just like being quiet
Yeah.
or just getting on or just being like mummy. You just see me on my most happy days. Some
Yeah.
days I have days where I just like, I cry about ironing.
That happens. This is real.
Yeah, you've seen the vlogs where I'm like, my dishwasher's broken. My dishwasher is still broken.
Oh, come on.
Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It teases me. It hates me.
But what do you do on those days where you're not feeling great and you're not at your best? How do you, just so, it's kind of always interesting to hear that. Like, how do you pick yourself up?
I just kind of rationalize it, like get a grip. My life is very luxurious, even on the days when I can't do my ironing and my dishwasher's broken and I look like an egg and my kid is screaming. I'm still living in a nice country where I have freedom to do whatever I want. I live in a place where women can earn as much as men and women can wear whatever they like, and I have like all the choices I want. Oh, we've got some feminists, yes. Even on my worst, like whatever the worst day of my life is, whether I've had it or where it's coming, it will still not be as bad as some people's lives every single day.
Totally.
So when you have those days where you feel like shit, get a grip. It's not that bad.
And you also have a pretty adorable daughter that I feel like would
Gonna
lift
agree.
your spirits on a daily basis. She's so
Or
cute.
crush them. Have you ever spent long periods of time with a 4-year-old?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Wait, how is she? Is she here?
No,
Darcy?
I don't bring her to these things.
No.
She's with her daddy. She's having a nice time. She's very well. I was like, I'm going to New York. She was like, great. I was like, I'm going to miss you. She went, I won't.
Like, come on.
It's like, but mummy's going for a long time. She was like, okay, I'll FaceTime. I was like, why don't you care?
She cares.
Why don't you care about this? But it's kind of like a bit of a blessing that Matt and I split up because she's used to having like 4-day chunks without me. So these trips are easy for us. And she is a beautiful, she's got such a this is so cringe, but she's got such a joyful heart, and she is always really peppy about things. It's just sometimes she's exhausting.
Yeah, I believe
Especially we had the clocks went back last week, so her wake up time is 5:30, and imagine you're asleep and you just get this, mummy, mummy. And if you ignore, it's just this, mummy, 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 mummy. Until you're just like, what? That's how I wake up most mornings.
Does she understand the whole YouTube world? Does she get weirded out when you get recognized?
She doesn't understand it at all, and it's getting awkward now. Because she looked through a magazine in a doctor's waiting room and very loudly in front of all the other people went, Mummy, why aren't you in this one?
No!
And I was like, oh, I don't know, darling. She's like, this is broken. I was like, oh, Mummy's not in every magazine, just some, just not that one. So she doesn't fully get
so
it.
Cute.
And she just, when she sees Zoe and Joe on things, she's like, oh, Zoe, and it's like, oh God, she just lives in this really bizarre little bubble where she comes and does really weird things. We went to a bookshop recently, and I've been taking her along to my British book signings. So she signs her name, as in she just scribbles all over the book. And we went there just to buy some books, some children's books. And she went, Mummy, will I be writing my name or just you writing your name in these? And I was like, people don't go to books for book signings, Darcy. We just did that one time and it was amazing. So,
and is she okay with people coming up and asking you for pictures and all that stuff?
The first awkward thing happened. We were in a supermarket and she was sat in the trolley. You have those little kid bits. And I don't know why she did this. It was just very embarrassing. This woman came over with her daughter and said, oh, my daughter's a big fan. Can she have a picture? And Darcy went, no, not today, thank you. And I was like, sorry.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
What's next on your bucket list? What would you love to accomplish next?
I would like to write another book. I just don't quite know what I want to write it on yet.
Okay.
So I'm still thinking about that, but that's a possibility. I'm going to do another clothing line with Simply Be, another one of these. Actually, this exact one will be in it.
Nice.
This was the best seller.
Can you do a spin?
Sure. Da, 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 da. I'm glad you're not too close, otherwise you would have seen right up. And I've had to tuck my shirt into my knickers, otherwise it goes all loosey-goosey.
Oh, that's the worst.
Sexy. Why am I single? I don't know. Say things like that, oh, I'm so sexy. I've tucked my shirt into my pants. Louise Live 2016 I'm working on. I'm so excited about this. So Louise Live is my favourite project out of all the projects. It's not coming to America next year. I'm sorry. It's so expensive.
Thumbs down. We got a thumbs down in the front row.
It'd be cheaper for you to come to England than it would for me and everyone to come to you. I'll pay for you. I won't.
Promises are being made.
I'd like to go a few places with Darcy, have some little adventures.
Yeah.
I'd like to continue. Oh, bye, Joe. Bye, I love you. Not sexually. Just regular. I'd like to continue dating, maybe manage to get to a third date.
I love that.
Never get
That's
to a
gonna be
third
fun
date.
though.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll talk stories later. We'll talk stories.
Let's have a few drinks.
To sum up kind of what we said in this whole thing, if you could go back, knowing what you know now about the industry, and give yourself advice, knowing what you know now, your younger self, what would be the advice that you'd give yourself?
That hairstyle you did the week before you gave birth, when you thought short dark hair would suit you, was such a mistake. You looked terrible.
I love you.
That's my advice.
That's great. That's awesome.
Don't make important hair choices when you're heavily pregnant, because that is your hormones telling you to do that, and your hormones are bitches.
I think that's great advice, actually.
Yeah, sorry for all the swearing. Are there any mums that are like, oh my God, I brought my daughter to this? Sorry, there's a dad. Sorry. Or maybe not a dad.
He looks
Is it your dad or your boy? Your dad.
Okay, your voice. Ooh, things just got a little awkward.
Got really awkward. I need some deodorant or something.
Thank you guys. Seriously though, you guys have been a great audience. Thank you to Sprinkle of Glitter, Louise Pentland. And you guys stick around because we'll be doing more interviews all day long. And you guys rock. So we'll see you soon.
Have a nice stream card. Bye.